We're going to take some time in this video to talk about the fundamentals of CPR. I know that in some of the polls that I've done on my channel, I've asked you guys about some of the type of content you'd want to see, and first aid and things like that are one of the things that keep coming up. So that's what we're going to do in this video. Before I get started, guys, I need to encourage you to get some actual hands-on training. Now, full disclosure, I am an American Heart Association BLS instructor. I do teach classes for CPR, for first aid, as well as stop the bleed. And I would highly recommend that you find a class in your area and get some actual hands-on training. It's crucial to know the fundamentals to understand CPR and be able to save somebody's life. You always need to remember in any situation, if you come upon a victim, someone that is down, no matter what you're doing throughout your daily life, things happen. And you need to know why potentially that person is down. Was it because of an accident? Did you see them go down? Is it potentially heart attack? Is it something else? Were they attacked? Are they injured? You've got to understand what's going on around you. Assess that scene. You do not want to become a victim yourself. For example, if somebody is getting electrocuted, if you were to run up to them and touch them, chances are you're going to get electrocuted yourself, and then you got two people down instead of just one. So make sure you assess the scene, make sure that the scene is safe. You've got to then also get some help on the way. You do not want to be standing around or doing compressions or anything like that and realize that there is nobody coming to help. If there are other people around, you need to have someone call 911 to get an AED if possible. If you are by yourself, take your cell phone out, and this is something that everybody should carry in this day and age. A cell phone can be a lifesaver. Call 911, put it on speakerphone, tell them what's going on, give them your location, tell them you're beginning CPR, you need help. And that is going to be the first thing you need to do, guys. You've got to get resources coming because you're going to wear yourself out before they get there. I promise you that. If you do CPR for 10, 15 minutes, that's going to be the longest 10, 15 minutes in your life. Now that you have assessed the scene, you approach the victim and you want to just try to wake them up. Yell at them, tap them, and try to wake them up just to see if they're passed out or whatever it is. And before you begin any kind of compressions, you want to know whether or not they still have a heartbeat, whether or not they have a pulse. Checking underneath the neck is one good way to have a pulse. Watching the chest to see if there is chest rise. If there is chest rise, then you know that they're breathing, okay? But don't misunderstand gasping for actual breathing the way that someone should. And again, guys, get the class. Take a class because there's a lot more that you need to know. If it is obvious that someone is down and that they do not have a pulse, again, call 911, get those emergency responders coming. And what you need to do, if they are laying on a soft surface, such as a bed, a couch, or whatever, you need to get them moved to a hard surface because you're not going to be able to get the compressions down if they are laying on a soft surface. It needs to be a good hard surface, the floor or whatever, before they're laying on. Once you assess them, you're going to take the palm of your hand, you're going to lay it sort of in the middle of their chest, right on that sternum. You can see it right in here, in this area here is where you want to be, guys. Put that palm there. Take your other hand, lock the fingers in, and then you want to be up over top of them. Put the weight up over top of them, and do not try to use your elbows to where you're pushing down with your arms. You're going to wear yourself out much faster. You want to lock those elbows, guys, and then use your body weight. Okay, and what we're going to do is a total of 30 compressions at a rate of 100 to 120 beats per minute. Think of the song Staying Alive. There's a ton of other songs out there, but that tempo is the approximate speed that you need to be doing those compressions. You also need to do those compressions at a depth of about 2 inches or 5 centimeters. Okay, if you are not compressing enough, you're not going to be getting that blood flowing as it should. Again, guys, we're going to be locking our arms. We're going to be using our body weight. And then we're going to be doing the compressions, and we're also going to be vocally counting, and I'll get to why that is in a moment. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. The reason that we want to be vocal in our counting is that if someone else is around that is familiar with CPR, they're going to recognize that pattern, they're going to see what's going on, and they're going to be more than likely willing to come over and help you. And promise you guys, I promise you, you're going to want that help. As you are doing your compressions, you need to make sure that you are going deep enough. Again, you need to judge to about a depth of 2 inches for an adult. And again, allowing that chest to recoil completely. That way, you're going to get adequate blood flow. If you're not going deep enough, you're not going to get the blood flow that you should. And if you're not allowing that chest to recoil enough, then the heart is not filling with blood the way that it should to be pushed out during the next compression. Let's get you a little closer on those compressions. That way you can kind of see the depth of that compression. Again, these trainers do have a feedback, and that's one of the things that highlights why it's important for you to actually take a class, because you need to get that hands-on feeling of what this feels like. And again, even though this is a good trainer, this is a professional level trainer, there is a difference between how it feels doing compressions on a mannequin compared to someone that is out in the real world, guys. You know, you want to learn those skills, you want to understand as much as you can about the process, but still you recognize that there is going to be a difference. But just to show you guys, once I am locked in and I am doing those compressions, you can see what that depth looks like. That is 2 inches or approximately 5 centimeters. These mannequins have an indication here. If I get the 2 green lights, that is the perfect depth, that is the perfect speed. Now the red light is if I'm not going deep enough or if I am not going fast enough. That's something to remember as well. The opposite of that is if I'm going too fast, you need to remember there, I'm getting that flashing yellow. I'm also not allowing that recoil coming up. That is something as well that you need to remember on these mannequins. But again, you need to keep that tempo properly. A compression rate of 100 to 120 beats per minute. That is what your goal is. When it comes to giving breaths for someone, if you have not had the CPR class, I would strongly recommend that you focus just on chest compressions. They are actually going to draw in some air as you are doing the compression and then allowing that chest to recoil. It is going to cause them to draw in just a little bit of air. However, if you do have some type of a pocket mask, as you can see here, this has a one-way valve on it. This is one that I use in my classes, or some type of a barrier device. These are a very inexpensive option to keep with you. Again, have the tools you need with you at all times. Something like this is going to protect you from any kind of exposure. For example, if someone is down due to drugs or anything like that, if you touch them, it's a possibility that you're going to expose yourself to whatever they are on. You know, with the drug crisis that's going on this day and age, you do not want to become a victim of that. And unfortunately, it is something that happens to first responders too often. Having a barrier device like this or having a pocket mask is a great way to protect yourself. With the mask, you can see the one-way valve here. I'm going to place the mask over top of the victim's nose and mouth. At that point, I'm going to take my hand, I'm going to roll the victim's head back. That's what's going to open up the airway. Okay, if you do not have that airway open, you're not going to be able to get those breaths into the lungs. Once I have that good seal on that mask, I have this other hand supporting the chin. I want to give 2 breaths. As I'm doing that, I want to watch for chest rise. As you saw in the video, the chest on this mannequin did rise, and that is exactly what we want to see happen. Barrier devices like this, you can get them online for a little or nothing. In fact, I'm going to put links down below this video to where you can go and get those. This is one that has an outline of the individual's face. And again, guys, if you pick one of these up, and you're probably not going to be able to see it on video, but the way that you want to look is you look at the text that is written on these. And the text is, you should be able to read the text on the barrier device, because if it's not, then you've got it backwards and you need to turn it around. Again, this is just one that has an outline. These are a trainer. The link that I'm going to put down below this video are 2 actual barrier devices that you should carry. Once I place the barrier device on the person's face, you can see this area here. that is where the breath is going to go through. You need to make sure that you pinch that nose, okay? You do not want to try to blow into them and just have that air come right back out their nose. All right, tilt that head back just like what we had done before. I'm going to pinch that nose, and then I'm going to give 2 breaths. And you can see there, the chest did rise. I know that those breaths went in. If the breaths fail to go in, do not give up on the chest compressions, okay? You don't want to stop for more than 10 seconds. Go back to those chest compressions. It is possible that they could have something blocking their airway, and that's something you can just look to check to see if there is something blocking. If you do not see anything, do not do a blind sweep, okay? That is one thing you do not want to do. If they are choking, don't do a blind sweep, because all you will do is you will force whatever is in their airway further down, making it harder to get out. As you do those compressions, periodically check to see if there is an obstruction in their airway. If there is, then you can see it, remove it. Again, guys, if you have not had the class, focus just on hands-only CPR, giving those high-quality compressions. Again, the rate is 100 to 120 beats per minute at a depth of 2 inches or 5 centimeters. Give a total of 30 compressions to 2 breaths. That is our ratio. Guys, hope you liked the video. Hope it was a learning experience for you. I would highly recommend that you go out, find a CPR class in your area, take the class, learn how to become a lifesaver. You never know when you're going to use it in this day and age, guys. I mean, that's just an unfortunate reality. Guys, thanks for watching. Please like and share the video. That really helps out. Also, check out all of the links down below this video. That way you can help support the channel. Subscribe to my channel, and guys, we'll see you next time.